Okay. We're ready.
Board of Direct Entry Midwifery meeting is convening at 1:14 p.m. on October 19th, 2023. This meeting is being held by MS Teams video conference and is being recorded. The recording will be posted to the internet for public viewing. The Health Licensing Office asks that individuals attending through MS Teams keep your phone muted and cameras off during the entire meeting until you are given an opportunity to comment during the public and interested parties feedback period if indicated on the agenda. Please do not use the chat feature during meetings. I will now call roll. Meredith Klein.
Here.
Wendy Smith.
Here.
Kelsey Fisher. Here. Meredith Mance.
Here.
Lynette Pettibone.
Here.
Christine Morales.
Here.
Members, when you wish to speak, please state your last name for the record. Members are asked to not use the chat feature during meetings. Public members attending in person wishing to speak must first sign in on the roster sheet available. For public members on MS Teams, please email Carrie Edwards at carrie.edwards@oha.oregon.gov and provide your first and last name. Public and interested parties' feedback may be heard during the public interested parties' feedback period if indicated on the agenda. Everyone is asked to use appropriate language, manners, and protocols when conducting board business. This meeting is called to order. So then, first up on our agenda is items for board action, including approval of the agenda. Does anyone have any changes to make, or would anyone like to move to approve the agenda?
This is Lynette Pettibone, and I move to approve the agenda.
Thanks, Lynette.
Wendy Smith, second.
Thanks, Wendy. A motion has been made and seconded. I'll call for a vote. Kelsey Fisher, aye. Meredith Klein.
Aye.
Wendy Smith.
Aye.
Christine Morales.
Aye.
Lynette Pettibone.
Aye.
Meredith Mance.
Aye.
That's everyone. Motion passes. Agenda is approved. Moving on to our next agenda item, which is the approval of the TXA FAQ with the changes as we talked about last time.
Yes, I drafted the.
Oh, Sammy, we can hardly hear you. Is there a way you can turn up your?
Yeah, I could put my little finger right by my mouth.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I made the changes that you guys wanted, and I ran it past Kelsey, and I read and see if it's what you wanted. I changed up question 1 to add all of the drugs that would stop hemorrhaging, and changed to all the purchasing. Oh, I missed one. Purchasing or administering, except I missed one. And what was the other one I changed up? I think it was just some wordsmithing that wordsmithing I had to do, and I clarified that the 2 different types of continuing education, one for initial licensure and one once you've already become like after your first renewal. That 35, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Updated version is in the meeting materials that were sent out this morning.
Correct. If you want me to share my screen, I certainly can.
That might be a good idea with the meeting materials going out this morning, so
Okay.
folks can see, the board can see your changes.
To close my internet. Okay. Go. Okay.
This is Lynette. I have one from yesterday, the 18th. Is that?
Yeah,
is
the
there
one with
enough
the
changes since
highlighted.
then?
Yes. I didn't get the changes from Kelsey till I logged back in this morning. So I sent you what I sent her, but those few changes that I just explained
Okay.
have happened.
I don't have that. So if it's possible for someone to send that to me, that would be great.
Can you see it on my screen?
We're seeing your
small.
calendar.
The calendar, yeah.
There we
There you
go.
go.
Okay. So here it is. There's question 1 where is it big enough?
Lynette is shaking her head.
No, I can't see her. No, she's shaking her. No. Okay.
Yeah, she said no.
You-
I think if maybe
No,
they
can you
could
make it to
look
just
at-
show one page at a time? There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Perfect.
Lynette, this is Bob. We have that copy coming to you via email also.
Great.
Do we need to scroll the screen down for anybody? Sammy, thank you. Lynette, did you receive the email? Yes, she did. Thank you.
This is Meredith Vance. I know some people are probably still reading, but given that we just asked for a few changes at the last meeting, and I see that those are all done, I would like to move to approve the FAQ.
Do we have a second?
Or is there anyone still reading that wants or has comments?
This is Wendy Smith and I second.
Thanks, Wendy. A motion has been made and seconded. Does anyone want more time to keep reading or have any further discussion? You see Lynette saying no, Meredith Klein is saying no, Christine is also shaking her head. Okay, A motion has been made and seconded to approve the TXA FAQ document. I will now call for a vote. Kelsey Fisher, aye. Meredith Klein,
Aye.
Wendy Smith,
Aye.
Christine Morales,
Aye.
Lynette Pettibone,
Aye.
Meredith Mance.
Aye.
Great. Motion passes unanimously. Approved, and we will move on to our next agenda item, the director reports.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Bob Bothwell for the record, chair, members of the board. First item that I have is temporary staffing change here at HLO. I think we may have introduced Carrie Edwards to you at your last meeting, but I'll do it again. She's temporarily performing duties of the board specialist while April is out of the office. Carrie will be the board member's point of contact for board meeting coordination and logistics. She may be contacting you to determine quorum for meetings, provide you with the latest versions of board meeting materials, and notify you of board meeting changes or cancellations. All right, and then board member recruitment. We have a replacement for Dr. Wendy Smith. Dr. Misha Ronick is pending Senate confirmation, which will take place on November 6th of 2023, and still looking for a public member to replace Beth Iva, who is not continuing until a replacement is found. And then as far as
I thought that we had someone that was going to replace Beth at the September meeting.
We did,
Did that
but
person-
this is Sammy. Yeah, we did, but she had too much going on in her life, so she
Okay.
failed. Maybe in the future, she said.
Okay.
I know
Thanks.
Lennon Clark also was applying.
For-
Lennon Clark. Oh no, she
For
was
the
applying for
pub-
the midwife position. Sorry.
And midwife seat.
I have a question. Am I allowed to continue as the community member if I request it or no?
not sure. I think it may be no, but it's something
Okay.
that you can apply for.
Yeah, you contact the
What-
governor's office.
What,
and
say
send
that
it
again?
please. Contact the governor's office. I can send you the contact information.
Okay, I mean, it would just, I think it would just be to allow for an ongoing quorum, or at least a completion. You know, I worry about the size of, whatever.
I'll send you that information.
Okay, I don't,
Yeah.
think that's silly. I want to make sure that we are a robust team.
Right.
I
Yeah, well,
also, Meredith Klein, I also had a client who was thinking about applying, I mean, intending to. I thought it was in process about 6 months ago. So I will reach out to her again.
Okay.
She would be great.
Excellent. So in the last meeting, I read off everybody's for the board chair and the members appointment status and reappointment status. Do I need to go over that again? I can.
I don't think so. Were there no LDM applicants yet?
Not that I'm aware of. Derek, are you here?
Derek's not on today,
yeah.
and he's gonna work on, on recruitment next week. So we'll have something for you at the November meeting.
Right. Thanks, Sammy. So next on the list is the licensing and fiscal statistics report. Q2 of fiscal year 2024, HLO has issued 2 licenses. Q2 of 2024, we've renewed 4 licenses. But in the entire fiscal year of 2024, it's been a total of 24. Sorry about that. Had to do some math in my head real quick. The next slide is the licenses by age and gender. Licenses by county on the next slide, and I think we've gone over this many times over the last several years, that this is the county where this mapping is of where licensees live, not where they're working. And by far, the Multnomah County has the largest population. And license volume trends. Currently, we sit at 102 in Q2 of fiscal year 2024. And the last slide are the financials. And as you can see, the board itself is $434,496 in the red. And it's been fluctuating since 2020. From 379,000 to 21 with 438,000, and 2022 406, and it's gone up a little bit, but that has to do with regulatory costs. I know I've gone over this report relatively quickly. Is there any questions? Thank you. Next on the agenda is regulatory report.
Hello, everyone. This is Trampus Sheck, Interim Regulatory Manager, and I'm just going to go over this report with everybody. As you can see on this report, we have 2 bienniums still showing up, 2021 and 2023. We have a total of 13 currently open cases. I do want to put a little pin in what open on this report means, is that this report is saying that there are 13 cases that are either being investigated, are done investigated but haven't been reviewed by the board, or are have been reviewed by the board but the notice hasn't quite gone out yet. So that could be any combination of those, could make up that 13, and I can tell you that that 13 number does include all of those scenarios. So that is not exactly how many are being investigated. There will be a more detailed report on that later in executive session. So, but you can see that in the last couple of biennium, we've received 49 complaints, and 36 of those have been resolved or closed. So, does anybody have any questions about this report? Oh, okay.
Thanks, Trampus.
Yep.
All right. Next is the policy report. Sammy, thank you.
Gave you most of this report at the last meeting, but just real briefly, the Legend Drugs and Devices Committee completed their meeting, and Corinthia and Brandon, good job and well done. Lengthy, but got it all done. Everything's been completed. They're just wrapping up a few questions, and they're working with the subject matter expert on a few things. And so from here, we'll I'm not exactly sure when you guys will review it, because it needs to go to the rulemaking rules advisory committee, and kind of need to plan out how that's going to work. So more to come. I'm thinking at your April meeting, I'll probably have a schedule and a plan for you guys rolling out after July 2024, trying to get this program up and running. So that's it. But thank you, Corinthia and Brandon.
Thanks. I know that's been a lot of work. It looks like if that's all of our reports, that our next item is the public and interested parties feedback. Do we
Yes,
have
that's correct.
any public members wishing to speak?
Chair, you're gonna have to read, do you have a script for reading us into public and interested parties feedback?
Yes, I do. At this time, the Board of Direct Entry Midwifery will hear public interested parties feedback. Members of the public, this meeting is being held by MS Teams video conference and is being recorded. The recording will be posted to the internet for public viewing. Please be sure to mute your microphone and unmute only when you have been recognized. Once recognized, please state your name and affiliation to the board for record.
Hi, everybody. Are there any public members that wish to make a comment today? Okay, hearing none. So Chair, the next item on the list is executive session.
Okay. Let me get that. Agenda number 5. Okay. The Board of Direct Entry Midwifery will now meet. Wait, do we have an estimate for this? Estimate.
Legal advice,
10 to 15 minutes.
thank you.
Okay. All right. The Board of Direct Entry Midwifery will now meet in executive session pursuant to ORS 192.6602F, ORS 192.3559A, and ORS 40.225 for the purpose of considering information or records exempt from public disclosure at 1:36 p.m. on October 19th, 2023. Representatives of the news media shall be allowed to attend the executive session. The public will be moved to a separate breakout room for the duration of executive session. Are there any representatives? Oh yeah, we needed to alter that. But members of the public, we're going to actually ask you to leave, and then you can come try to get back in, and we'll leave you in the waiting room until executive session is ended. Are there any representatives of news media on MS Teams? No. Recognizing there is no news media in attendance, the public will be moved into a separate breakout room for the duration of executive session. We will return to open session before taking any final action or making any final decisions. It is estimated that the board will return session at 1:47 p.m. Please be aware that it's possible that the board's executive session may last beyond 1:47 p.m. If the public has any questions about whether the board is still in executive session, then the public can contact Carrie Edwards at carrie.edwards@oha.oregon.gov. We are now in executive session.
So if I could please ask Amelia Smith and Margaret Porter to go ahead and leave and then turn around and come back in about 10 minutes, please.